g, hard, rough, g. In that instance, it's softer sound. So this little dot is called dagesh lene. Dagesh lene. And what dagesh lene does for the begat kafat letters, it is making these letters rough or hard sounding. If you do not see the dagesh lene in the letter, then the letter is pronounced with a soft pronunciation. For bet, it's v. For gimel, it's g. For dalet, this one would be d. This one would be d. Softer. Kind of like in this would be a day off. This would be. Give me an example of a softer pronounced d. What word? Whatever.
For what?
It's almost going to be a TH.
This one would be k. This one would be or kind of rougher sounding. This one would be p. This would be okay, and the final letter will be T sound. T. This one would be th or th.
Can you go over the dagesh lene?
Pardon me?
Is it dagesh lene? Can you go over
Dagesh lene.
dagesh lene? Can you go over the soft duh and the soft the? I guess. Like, how would you do a soft D? I mean, not a word, but how would it sound?
Like DH. We'll see it in the examples when we'll read
Okay.
it, and I will correct you if you don't do it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
And so, if I'm correcting you, it's not to put you down or to humiliate you. I'm trying to make you understand how to properly read it so that others, when they hear you read, won't laugh at you. I won't ridicule you too much, but I'll do a little. Negative reinforcement. Okay, so these are begat kafat letters, and we'll get to them. It's probably not as clear today when you're looking at it at 8:19, but by the time you read the chapter
Clear as mud.
and you'll read the explanations, it will become much clearer.
Just kidding.
There is another dot also that might appear in these letters, and it's called dagesh forte. Dagesh forte is not the it's not the rough sound or hard sound. It's actually doubling of the letter. Sometimes it appears with letters other than begat kafat. That's how you will be able to distinguish that this is not dagesh lene. If this dot appears in, let's say, ein, which is very rare. Let's say it appears with ein. It could not be a dagesh lene because dagesh lene will only appear in begat kafat letters. Okay? If you see a dot in shin, is it a begat kafat letter? No. So what does dagesh forte do for shin? It doubles the sound. So it will be shish instead of sh. Or banana instead of banana. You know, you'll have a virtual doubling of the letter. Okay?
Will you ever have a dagesh forte in a begat kafat letter?
Yes, but we'll study that later.
Okay.
For now, I don't want you to get confused more than you already are.
To be confused.
Okay, easily confused Hebrew letters.
Oh, there's only about 23 of them.
If you look at the, I think I have them here somewhere too. expect we can learn a few first words in Hebrew. Hebrew is read from right to left. So this would be a first letter. Consonants are read first, then the vowels. Vowels usually appear underneath the letter. So it would be upper, bottom, upper, bottom, upper, bottom. So for example, this word doesn't have any vowel sounds on it right now, but I know that this word is derek, or derek, which means road or way. And you'll see the final k, and first k, cough. This is This is a sign for a glottal stop in the transliteration. Means nation of people or people. Ami, in the book of Hosea, daughter of Hosea was Lo Ami. Lo is a negation in Hebrew, means not. Ami, is a people, and E or Yod at the end is the first person common singular suffix, which means not people of mine, or not my people. Then her name changes to Ami, which means my people. Lo Ruhama means not pitied one. Changes to Ruhama, pitied one. Okay? Next word, yes.
Just the transliterations, they're not you don't read them from right to left though, right?
Yeah, you read translations from
left to right.
From left to right as you would normally read English.
Okay. They didn't reverse them.
Yeah, they didn't reverse them, just for the sake of English readers. Next word is zaken, which means old man or older or elder, and then kesef, money or silver. This is kesef. It's a universal word for money in Israel today. Literally it means silver. Okay? There is a word for gold, but for some reason it never transferred into modern day understanding of money. Usually it's silver. Therefore, Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, not 30 pieces of gold. Okay? And since majority of people possessed silver money and not gold money, it was probably most likely that it became a popular word. Would you like to have a little break?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a 5-minute break. How's that? All right, 5 final letters. We got them. Since we got 5 consonants, we're done
The God could find, that's just something they made up to
Yeah.
help you remember which
Yeah.
ones do it. There's
now. Nothing special about them. They're a little bit small, so they could all fit the same page. So, T as in D. K as in king, as in the. Well, the, D, I don't know if it's gonna be comparable sound. Something.
Duh.
P as P as in pastor, and F as in alphabet. Okay, well, that will help you. It's in the book, I think. Easily confused Hebrew letters. Handouts. Interesting. I got the handouts. So that will be on your disc actually. Easily confused. Bet and cough. If you write them side by side, they might be easily confused. The only distinction is that this has a slightly longer base. Okay? Gimel and Nun. When they're in their printed form, as they appear in the book, they're easily confused. Not in the written form. Written form is a little bit differentiating between the letters, making it easier for you to recognize them. Then the next pair is Hey and Hef. As you can see, they're virtually similar looking letters by the exception of this little space here between the horizontal and vertical lines in hey. Okay, the next three pairs are sin and shin. We already discussed the difference between them. Dots on the opposite sides of each other. Then mem and summit. If you notice, mem is a slightly square looking letter, while summit is a more of a round looking letter. However, in the printed form, mem and summit somewhat resemble each other. So you have to be really careful not to mix them up. The next pair is dalet and resh. Dalet and resh. Again, in the printed form, they sometimes could be confused. In written form, it's a little bit more clear. Okay. Next three pairs. Tzadeh and ein. Tzadeh and ein. Okay, on the script or in the text, they could actually be confused because in a typed print they look different. Vav and zayin. Vav and zayin could be confused sometimes. Vav and final nun could be confused sometimes. And final kaf and final nun could also be confused sometimes. Okay? So these are major letters that sometimes are confused while people are reading. And there are also some similar sounding letters. For example, tet, that's written like this, is similar in sound with tau because both produce the t sound. Kof is similar in sound with kaf because both produce the k sound. Then samek is similar in sound with sin because both produce the s sound. Okay? So don't get confused if the some letters sound the same. For some reason they have a distinct form of writing, but phonetically they're equal or almost equal. You see, in the Eastern languages, it's not the sound, but it's the length of sound that distinguishes one letter from the other. If you learn Arabic, there are 12 lengths of sound. In Hebrew, there's only 4 to 5. In Chinese, there might be up to 24. Right? How many lengths of sound? Because there's a pitch in Chinese that if you don't get the right pitch, you don't get the correct letter. Right?
Five,
Correct.
five
Five
or six. Of the
5 or
depends
6,
on the
okay, so
dialect.
I was mistaken. But it's, if any of the European language learners would try to learn Chinese, it's very, very difficult for us because we don't have a good musical hearing to get those pitches. See, European languages, they're flat, you know. I am so excited that I came over here this kind of tone. Chinese, it's a little bit different. In Russian, it's also a little bit different. You can base a sentence on accentuation, on the different pitch, and so on and so forth. In Hebrew, there was also pitch. In Greek, there was pitch. You know, ascending, accentuation, descending.